Welcome to Cooking with Nikki. Today we'll be making some bread pudding. I'll be making two versions of this bread pudding. Today I'll be making using sliced bread, buttered sliced bread. It's better if the bread is a little bit stale, but you know, use what you have. And I will also be using some leftover cross bun. You know, I know there will be a lot of people having leftover bun in their house this weekend. If it gets a little bit stale, this will be perfect for this recipe. We'll just start out by making the custard that we're gonna put on top of these. I'll be making a small amount just for my family and probably just to give to the neighbors to try. But you could always double this recipe if you want to make a larger batch, if you have a bigger family or if you have guests coming. So come, let me show you how to do this. All right, before I start the custard, I'm gonna be using these mini cast iron pots and also a mini loaf pan that I already buttered. All right, so we're gonna start off by making a custard for the bread pudding. I know a lot of people soak their bread before they make bread pudding, but this is my version of it. I don't like add additional water to it. It's just like you're putting on a beautiful rich custard onto it. So we're gonna start off by putting in the eggs. And once again, I will have the exact ingredients noted so you could know what are the quantities that you need for this recipe. Let's whisk this. You could also use a hand mixer if you want this to go quicker, but I'm just using the whisk right now. Now that I've beaten the eggs, you just beat it so it just becomes all whisked together and incorporated. A little foamy. There's some air into it. We're gonna add a 3/4 cup of condensed milk. And you know, this is to your liking. You could add less condensed milk if you want it less sweet. This is your you know, like with your preference. But this will be the only sweetener that I'll be adding to this. All right, you see that? And then we're gonna add some evaporated milk. I'm gonna add 1.5 cups at this time. I will put the exact measurements. I always make this and I never really measure. So as I'm going along, I'm gonna let you know what is the end result of the quantity that I have used in this, okay? All right, so next I'm gonna add some vanilla. I'm gonna put a link to the vanilla that I use. You can find it right on Amazon. It's called Molina Mexican blend. It's a blend of imitation and real vanilla, but it tastes really good. I used it for like puddings and things like that, and I use the pure vanilla for my icings and cakes and so on. But for puddings, I prefer that Molina brand. Right, so now we have the eggs, the evaporated milk, the condensed milk incorporated in here. I'm gonna add some rum. All right, the rum is optional. You don't have to put the rum, but I think it really gives it a good flavor. Plus, when you're baking this, a lot of the rum, the alcohol gets baked off, so you don't have to worry about all the liquor in there if you're gonna serve children. All right, so I have some nutmeg and some cinnamon here. I'm gonna put all these in here. We're gonna need a little bit extra nutmeg for the tops of the pudding once we finish mixing it. And we're done here. All right, so the custard is all done here. We're gonna set this one side and we're gonna start layering our pans. All right, I have 2 of these cast iron frying pans here. This is the first time I'm using these, so I thought they were so cute. They're like personal dessert size. I'm gonna make one with the bun and one with sliced bread. Let's start off by doing the one with the bread. All right, so it doesn't fit flush at the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is take some of the bread and slice it and kind of create a layer of bread on the bottom. Right, done is okay. I buttered all the bread already, and I want to make sure that we kind of cover the bottom of the pan. So I'm cutting the bread into smaller pieces and kind of fitting them in there like a little puzzle, right? And so once we get that first layer, we're gonna spoon this mixture onto the top and have it start to saturate through the bread. So for this pan, because it's so shallow, probably just gonna have like 2 layers of bread. But if you're doing a deeper pan, you could do multiple layers, and with every layer that you do, you wanna this nice custard to soak through completely, right? All right, so now this is 2 layers of bread, and we're gonna saturate the second layer on top. And you kind of want to have this sit for like at least 10 minutes or so before you put it into the oven, because you want the, all this to soak right through the bread, right? All right, so take a look at that. So we're gonna leave it there. All right, so now I'm gonna start doing the one with the bun. I've already buttered all the bun. All right, probably gonna use like 4 little slices here. This fits perfectly on the bottom here. So we're gonna soak this through. All right, we have one here. And now let me cut another slice. I'll butter that. All right, we're gonna set it right here. To be honest, this is the first time I'm trying this, but I think it will have a really good flavor because the bun already has a lot of beautiful spices. It's just like you're adding a nice custard to it. So we're gonna see, but I have a good feeling about it. Okay, we have to let this soak through here. So we're gonna leave that. All right, so look at that. All right, I'm gonna use a spoon to kind of break this up a little bit so that the liquid kind of could soak through a little bit better. And we're gonna set this aside for like 10 minutes or so that it can soak through properly before we put it in the oven. The oven is already preheating at 375 degrees. Then we're gonna bake these off. But in the meantime, I have some more custard here, and I have the small loaf pan. So we're gonna use the rest of the bread. All right, so I have 2 layers of bread here, buttered. And so we're gonna allow this to also soak through here. All right, with this recipe, this is what we have here, this amount. This could easily fit in a 9 by 9 baking pan. If you want to make something bigger, you could also double. All right, so I've already finished putting these in the pans. I have a mini loaf pan, and 2 of these. I have one with the regular sliced bread, and I have one with the leftover cross bun, creole bun. You know, we're gonna see how that comes out. I know for sure these ones are gonna be fabulous, but I have a good feeling about the cross bun bread pudding. Has really good flavors already. You could also add raisins to these if you like. I'm not adding raisins today. Not everyone in my household like raisins in their pudding, so I'm omitting it today. But you could also add raisins in there. It's gonna be really rich. As I said, there's no water added to this. It's just a custard over the bread that is buttered. We have some spices in there, vanilla, and a little bit of rum. So we're gonna bake this right now. All right, so these just came out the oven and they're looking fantastic. This is the one made with the creole bun or cross bun, sliced bread, and the loaf pan here. All right, so we're about to taste these, but of course I want to be a little bit extra today, and then we're gonna put some ice cream on this. And we have some caramel.
ice cream. I want an ice cream. A slicey goat. Ice cream goat. Ice cream.
Yes, Lucas, you will get some. You will get some ice cream in a second. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Cheese. Yeah, cheese.
All right, take a look at that. All right, so now it's time to taste this. Let's taste the one with the caramel sauce and the ice cream. This is the regular bread pudding.
No. So tasty.
It is tasty, Lucas. Well, this is perfect. Bread pudding a la mode.
Ice cream.
The ice cream on it is perfect with the caramel.
Cream.
You could use bottled caramel sauce. All right, so now let's try this bread pudding made out of cross bun or creole bun. That's pretty good. This is a great way to use your leftover creole bun, and it's a really good dessert. First time I've tried these pans, so they tend to it dried out the liquid a little bit, but it's pretty good. Once again, thank you for baking with me. I hope you try this recipe. This is a good one, and bread pudding is just such a comforting food, and you could use ingredients that you have in your house. You could substitute different things, whatever your flavor may be. So I hope you try it. Let me know what your thoughts are, and make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel.